Okay, you ready?
We ready.
Let's go. So this episode is where? All right. This episode is called Elsa Majimbo versus Kenya and Other Stories. Welcome.
So while we're doing Q&A.
So by the way, interesting fact, yeah, we don't usually say we have started.
Yeah.
We just start.
The podcast just started.
Yeah.
Who remembers what you're supposed to remind me when Kwambox was telling me that I'm picking Andrew Kibe at the airport? What? What? Oh, sex toys. So now I want to find out, yeah? Where do you hide confiscated sex toys in an office?
Yeah?
What?
Yeah, like where do you hide confiscated sex toys in an office? I think people carry sex toys to offices, right?
You know,
excuse me?
Hold up.
Which people?
Sex toys are confiscated in offices.
At your place of work?
Yeah.
No.
Not my place of work. Now
No,
I'm
like,
throwing Kwambox also on the like under the bus Z.
No. Oh.
Shout out to
Another
Lotan.
panga.
So yesterday, I wasn't at the airport looking for Andrew Kibe. I went to go and tafuta there's a brand new consignment of sex toys that has been confiscated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fact-finding mission for this podcast for me to get and find just try and find out KRA when they seize the sex toys.
Where do they take them?
Yeah, where do they take them?
Oh my God.
Like, do the people who confiscate these things, do they go with them home? Ama, there's a place, yani, like where KRA has seized things.
It's the sex toy store. Which is the antithesis of what the sex toys were supposed to be doing.
Imagine.
They should just fungua duka there.
Yeah.
But you know, lakini JK, to say it's just the gero. Can we just talk about how JK is the gero?
Oh, yes,
You're
it
about to
is.
say they don't have electricity?
As in, mtu anatafuta ndani ya panty. Uko na panty tatu. Hii ulilipia tax. But ceiling, roof, hakuona. Hapo, that's where they draw the line. Eh? Where the people are supposed to pass, where they are scanning, right?
Yeah.
Check in.
That's where they see you have a suitcase, which has need if you have a shore like this.
Yeah.
They check it. But the other day, Kenyans stormed through the thingy.
Yeah, I saw
through
that.
customs.
Through customs, because they were done.
Yeah, it was a whole flight. Like, they actually decided not to stop. It's like, me, I feel, these guys actually briefed themselves wakiwa kwa flight. Walisema, tukifika pale, by the, tunapita sote. Probably a flight from Dubai. Because, you know...
Why Dubai?
Me, I usually wonder...
Dubai?
Customs usually wait
Yeah.
for certain flights where people have gone to, like, shop for stuff.
Yeah.
Ndo wanajua, ni flight ya Dubai, au wako na vitu tunaenda kwa nini.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I'm
Makes
thinking,
sense.
these people must have the sex toys. Honestly. Listen. Hear me out.
The thirsty
If
ones.
you've seen, they were busting sex toys consignment.
Yeah.
And then you figured there at the airport.
And you have them.
And someone says, you guys, I think we should. Yes! Let's do it. You have another panga in your mini. But for real, you didn't go to pick Kibe from the airport?
Nah, I didn't go to pick Kibe from the airport.
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, are sex toys legal or illegal? Like, why are they being confiscated?
That's a great question.
We are African.
Let's-
As in, there's some things you just don't talk about.
No, are
I'm
they
so
like,
sure there's someone's parent right now who's decided to go to the bathroom because I said sex toys.
Wait a minute. Did you say, no, because I was going to answer your question with facts.
Yeah.
This one just decided to answer the question with, we are Africans. Mege, let me tell you something. You Africans, right? Cucumbers are for eating.
Hi.
Test tubes are for science. Okay? So you're the one who said that the Africans don't use sex toys. Why do they ban cucumbers from girls' school?
Wait, cucumbers are banned from girls' school.
And it's not only girls' school, it's mandem. If you're a guy here and like you're visiting a babe, she lives alone, do not eat that cucumber in the fridge. Please. You like making salads, ukiona wachana nayo, kula kitu
My
ingine.
question has not
please.
been answered.
So, to answer your question,
Yeah.
I told you me I have facts. This guy just has Africa, right? so, I don't know. I don't know if
Does
they're...
anybody know? Is it
because,
like...
no, I'm answering. Just give me a chance.
Okay.
I don't know if they're illegal. Because I've seen a bunch of sex shops in Kenya. Like there's always someone trying to sell me some device that's doing. And I'm just like,
wait, what did you just do?
Right? And on my Instagram, I'm just like, I'm trying to work, bitch. Right? Why are you trying to sell me? And I'm like, what am I supposed to use this for? I thought it's like, look, there's always like different things showing up for women's faces. So I was thinking like maybe this one is for like interacting with the face. Just like, ni vizuri kusoma tutorial. But with the way guys just carelessly, or you go to your friend's house, right? And she says, no, you go get in my room. And then you open one drawer and you're just like, sis.
Another
what
panga.
Is this?
It's not one, there's just variety. There's strings attached. There is sheaths being, there's things which are like flutes. I'm just saying, this one is for waking up the cobra. I'm just like, she's a snake charmer. I don't know, yo. There's all sorts of things in this drawer. And you're just like, okay, honestly, Kenya. See, I'm the one who was asking you guys the other day if marijuana is illegal. Because,
but
guys.
we all know the answer to that. So
marijuana
is...
No, wait, let me ask guys. Yeah. Is marijuana illegal in Kenya? Okay, guys. Okay, maybe the question I need to ask
is... The guys
is...
next to the smoking zone said no.
What does illegal mean?
Illegal.
Yes, what does it mean?
Illegal with an I.
That we can't smoke it.
You're not supposed to use it.
Not supposed to.
Not supposed to.
Okay, what is this thing that guys are usually smoking here in this country? And then they even say stuff like it's foreign.
Yeah.
There's some from Ethiopia. Right, from Malawi. I mean, y'all are importing this shit.
Imagine.
Yeah, so my question was going to be like, a sex toy is like illegal the way weed is illegal? Because for something that's illegal, it's always being considered.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think if sex toys were made legal, if sex toys were actually deemed to be legal, they'd not be fun. Nothing legal is fun. Like you have to feel like you're breaking
like someone
the law.
who ain't never used a sex toy.
You have to feel like you're sinning. That's why you lock the door and like you counter check and go on and find out.
You have a sex toy?
No,
I don't.
Now I have a question.
I am the toy.
Kerry. Kerry, now I have a question for you. When in the existence of sex has using a sex toy never been fun?
That's what I'm saying. He's speaking like someone.
If it's legal, it
oh,
will
I have one.
be
I have one.
like,
Teacher.
Answer.
Ask the question again. When have sex toys not been fun?
When have sex?
When the battery runs out. That's the only time when it's not fun. I'm just saying.
That's what I mean. When will they ever not be fun?
I was having a conversation with Kerry yesterday, and he said the most quiet person in the office is the most kinkiest person.
I was about to ask how many people have sex toys.
Be honest. This
like
is a
everybody
does.
Zone.
Nobody is going to. The ladies, I know ladies will be honest. Guys like to act.
Oh yeah, do this. Yeah, nobody's seeing you. Like we are the only ones who are seeing you. If you have a sex toy, blink. Like blink twice.
Right?
It's my thing. Yeah.
Kerry, guys like to act like they don't use sex toys, right? They might not be as sophisticated as women's, but I've had stories of boys' boarding schools. Sijui mtu anatoboa shimo kwa mattress. That's a first sex toy, my friend, right? So apparently guys get inventive, right?
Very.
We've heard, but apparently you're not as free to speak about it as babes, which is okay.
Yeah,
a gun holster is not fun without a gun. So like we can't just say, oh, I have a holster and I don't have a gun.
You see what I mean? Like, it's not even fun what you're saying right now.
Listen, have you heard of pocket pussies? I am not making this up. Have you heard of pocket pussies?
That's the holster I'm talking about.
Wait,
then
what?
That's a sex toy for guys.
Wait, hold up. At a pocket, you put it in the pocket.
Okay. Let me put this in pop culture terms. You remember the movie American Pie?
It was a pie.
So do you remember there was a scene where some guy...
He did the pie.
So that's how a pocket pussy is designed.
It's a cake.
No, it's not a cake, but like it's a...
Please bring it closer to home. Say ugali.
It's queen cakes. What are you saying?
No, like how it's designed. It's a hole inside a very spongy silicone thing. So when a guy puts his thingy through it.
Yeah.
Like you can put it like through and through.
Imagine ugali soft.
This, you see, this is what I'm saying. This sex.
Guys.
Si moto.
We acha kwa ribugali wewe.
You not watch
Anyway,
American
guys,
Pie.
just go Google it. It exists. It exists.
This
That's
is
all I'm going to
crazy.
say.
You guys
Yeah.
are so crazy. Anyway, so Kerry was telling us about
Yeah,
that
so-
the kinkiest people in the office are the ones who are the quietest.
So yesterday,
The ones who don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't party,
Yeah.
they don't do anything else except
sex and send nudes in the office. And yeah.
guys, have you ever do you think people take nudes in the office?
Me, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Which offices, guys?
Yes. Sexting is not for usiku
It's
peke
not only for in the
yake.
bedroom.
Bro, I thought
It
sexting
happens
is you
through
go
a-
into a private room somewhere.
Toilet.
Okay, first. Yeah, I think we already had the conversation
toilet.
where
First of all, you
I
already
tried to
failed
take
at
nudes.
it. You already failed at it. So
Yeah,
don't
no, Kerry
stop.
dissuaded me. I was going to, guys, I'm single because of Kerry. I tried to take nudes for someone who asked for them, and then he told me not to take.
I told you don't take
I'd be
them.
disrespecting myself, and now I'm single.
No, where is that
Anyway.
person right now?
See, now we're single. I didn't send the
No,
nudes.
imagine if you
And
sent
then you're in
the
a
nudes.
relationship.
Imagine if you sent the nudes.
I know.
And then now you've broken up. So yesterday, while I was at the airport, I was just looking at the customs babes. The ones who look like huyo anaenda church kesho, ni SDA, ni huyo. Like they definitely know where these sex toys are put. So now I started thinking, yeah, can you imagine you're dating a babe who works at customs at JKIA? She is the freakiest babe ever. Only you know this. She's confiscated like a whole goddamn consignment of sex toys. And you are the type of guy of like you don't like to disclose what you like. So now this babe, the day she comes home, like she's got like the whole shebang. She's laid them all out there in front of you. And she's like, baby, do you have anything to declare?
Kerry, please.
As in,
Please. No.
but then again,
No.
just since I have you guys here as an audience, to the guys, if you go to your girlfriend's house and she says, babe, I bought this, whatever it is, and she says, now let's use it. Do you need a heads up? wrong phrase.
To be notified in advance.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
need to be notified in advance?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it first before you meet it? You know, like if it's like, you know, do you want to have a quick chat first and then I take you to meet it? Do you want to just show up and then then I'm like, use this, right? I just show up.
Surprise.
Nah.
Surprise. Guys,
Nah, it's the other one.
do you like surprises?
Z, like you have to be included in going to pick this thing. Because,
Excuse me.
nah, facts.
You want us to go
Why?
pick, you want us to go, like we haven't even picked rings yet.
Yeah, we have to go
Imagine.
pick
But
Bob.
you want us to go and shop the...
No, we are going
No.
to pick Bob.
Wow.
You
You're
know how
crazy.
Bob is.
Wow.
You're
Battery
crazy.
operated boyfriend.
What?
Yes.
Ati battery what? Operated boyfriend.
Yes. So when you're not there, Bob is there. So you have to go and find out who Bob is.
Bob
So
is such an
you-
underwhelming word for...
I know,
It's
right?
like Mandingo, you know? Like, give it a serious name. Anyway, let's move from sex toys because I can see the prudes are just like, oh my God, where did I end up in? So let's talk something serious. You know me, I always bring serious topics.
Wow.
And Kenyans, I am ready for a serious conversation. The other day, I saw someone in government saying that they want to introduce corporal punishment in school. In fact, they didn't say they want, they said they need. They needs to be. These kids have become unruly. And I'm just like, I mean, you're right, and I agree. But then I also agree that if we're going that way, if corporal punishment is the way to deal with bad things, people being unruly, then I think we should also introduce corporal punishment in the office. Hear me out. Hear me out. So, if a student decides to be rude to the teacher, right? Like the teacher tells them, do your homework. Kwani unafikiri blah, blah, blah. That is a cause for corporal punishment, sindio?
Yeah.
But I walk into a huduma center. Mimi ndio ninalipa hizi salary za hawa watu wa gava. And then the babe there at the counter is looking at me with what? Attitude. She's speaking to me rudely. She wasn't hired for that job. With all due respect, before she's fired, can she go to HR atandikwe kidogo? Corporal punishment. If a student burns down a school, right? Or forget burning down, steals from another student, right? And they are so rampant. They are notorious. Paka unatajwa kwa assembly all the time, right? Before you're taken to your parents, they will say, wacha kwanza hiyo matako tutandike, right? But then, there's people who work in Ministry of Lands, stealing every day. Wapi matako, kiboko iko wapi, right? Before we even take these guys to cops, I'm just saying, let's introduce corporal punishment. Guys, you're given promises every year. Guys, we'll do for you this, we'll build for you this. If a student went to school not having done their homework, they would be beaten. So this person who introduced corporal punishment, who was a Gava guy, I'm just saying, introduce it all the way to the adults, because you adults were these children who passed through without corporal punishment. I'm just saying. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So you're saying those who are actually beaten, right, are good, upstanding citizens and co-workers and members of parliament?
No, what I'm saying is corporal punishment is nonsense. And if it's that nonsense, and if you can propose nonsense, even me, I can propose nonsense. Okay? Like if you don't know how to deal with people, right? Beating isn't the only answer. How many people were beaten in school? Right?
Oh,
did it make you a better person?
Wow, please notice Kerry did not raise his hand.
Okay, fantastic, right? So you are never late to work. You're punctual all the time. You're the most upstanding citizen that is out here. You pay your taxes. You don't even pay bribes. Those vibocos were for nothing. You are now now it's a sexual thing, okay? Vibocos should only be consensual. But
please, if Kwambox, did you notice Kerry didn't raise his hand? Kerry was not beaten in school. He went to international
This nigga sat down on the toilet. No, he clearly needed some beating.
I wasn't beaten in school, but I was beaten at home.
International schools, you know, international schools, they don't beat children.
I was beaten at home. I wasn't beaten in school. So my primary school, for those of you who've watched, I think there's an episode I mentioned that my mom was the principal of the primary school I went to, my first 4 years in school. That time I was sitting in the toilet like this.
Your mom is the principal and she didn't teach you about the toilet.
I'd never seen that
of
toilet
her
before.
school.
So I used to be beaten at home, but my mom used to have this thing, where before she chapas you, she has to explain why. Like everything is laid in front of you and you're told it's this and this and this. And she goes to an extent where there is this verse in the Bible she would read to me before anichape. Ule anenda church kesho anajua ni which book and which verse. But the verse goes like this. Foolishness is in the head of a child, but only the rod of discipline can drive out the foolishness. So I'm told that I recite it when I'm foolishness is head of a child.
You know the kitchen that's about to come.
Unalia until like you don't even have breath anymore.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is how we'll deal with corruption. Just imagine every Saturday or Friday, the president anapatiwa list. Yeah, the people who have been doing nothing all week. Unasikia siasa anasema aki walai president, walai sikukula hizo vitu. Aki walai, you know? And they're quoting for you the Bible. Kenya itakuwa straight TV. I'm just saying.
The president was a teacher, right?
Yeah?
He was a teacher.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now who disciplines like the president when he confesses? It's a question. If we're going to go by that system, so the hierarchy is if you're the president, no one beats you.
Where the president is saved, watch out. And then the DP is also an honest man. In safe hands.
I mean, we all don't know what the wife does with
so who's supposed to beat the president? Is there someone on top of the president?
The one who wins the election after the president can beat that one.
So the vice president can beat the president. No, see, we're coming up with a system.
Guys, do you remember me telling you how Joyce is the Lulu? Are you hearing how she's telling us vice president?
No, but I'm asking you.
Tuko kwa deputy hapa na wewe bado uko vice.
Sorry. sorry, the deputy, whichever it is, the second in command can beat the first in command. I'm asking a question. So we're coming up with a system for corporal punishment.
Joyce, me, I've told you beating is consensual. If the president wants it, he can gear it. All right.
Anyway. I think my mic.
I think you touched your mic again.
I did.
She
okay,
did, yeah? You saw her? Was she daradarang it? This is not a sex toy, my friend. It's for conversation. Wacha kuidara sana.
Are you seeing how I'm cyberbullied?
Mungai, my guy.
Do you see how I'm cyberbullied in this podcast, guys?
Is she okay now? Okay, great. Joyce told us about a miracle.
Yes.
Do you know what a miracle looks like? Do you know what a miracle looks like? Let me tell you the first thing, right? Mungai, please switch off my mic for a second.
Why?
It was 2,000 years ago. Lord Jesus Christ was addressing 5,000 people by the beach. About 2,000 years ago, Jesus addressed 5,000 people by the beach.
Imagine.
Right? And nobody thought to write that as the miracle.
Yeah.
They spoke about the disbursing of the bread and the fish.
And five loaves and 2 fish.
I have done gigs where there are 5,000 people.
You can't talk to all of them.
I'm telling you right now, I've even tried with these 300. Now, haijawak, sindio? Thank you. So miracles exist everywhere.
Yeah.
But nothing tops this miracle.
So recently, I think even sometime this week, there is what's our as women? What's our natural biological clock if we stretch it like maximum? Okay, 32. Who else?
Sorry,
like
what?
Maximum. If you stretch your biological clock and decide to have kids as late as possible.
She said 32.
Yeah, someone said 32. Someone else? Like what's our max? What's our cap when it comes to? Huh?
You're asking when the biological clock
like,
clock
like what we are told.
Clicks.
Yeah, done. Yeah, someone has said 40, 45, yes, okay. So 40, 45, you are stretching it, but it's possible.
You're stretching what?
You're really stretching it, but it's possible.
The cervix.
Yeah.
The clock, like you have to
really
like.
the clock. Oh my God.
If you bite the battery,
I
put
don't know
it
what
back.
you're talking about, girl.
I was talking about the biological clock. Like if you have a kid past 35, it's not advised, but you can still have a kid at 40. Some people have a kid at 45, right?
Yeah.
But have you ever had of a 70-year-old woman give birth? So I'm sure you guys have seen that story. There's a 70-year-old woman.
She's called Abraham's wife, Sarai, yeah? Abraham was like, apparently she was giving birth when she's 100.
We're talking about this day and age, someone who exists, right, and can be traced down. There's a woman in Uganda who gave birth to twins at the age of 70. And it was not divine conception, it was via IVF, but...
There was no protection.
No, I was trying to say it's not divine conception. She didn't just pray and give birth, right? And it was through IVF, and she's officially the oldest woman in Africa, like in history, to ever give birth.
I don't think about history since...
Yeah,
I don't know
like
about
a while.
history.
Yeah, like a while.
But wait,
First
you
of
said
all,
she gave birth via IVF.
Yes.
I
To
don't know-
twins.
I don't know if you know.
70 years old.
I don't know if you know anything about IVF. Does anybody know anything about IVF? Money.
It's expensive.
Yeah, but it's Uganda. It's Ugandan currency.
So it cost billions.
Then it's most of the sometimes it's patapotea,
Yeah, it doesn't take.
which means
the
someone
first
can
few
do
times.
like.
Yeah.
There are lots of young people who do. We are 32. Hey sis, people do IVF like for such a long time to try and get to give birth, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work out. And then a 70-year-old babe
Man.
delivers twins via IVF in Uganda.
Me, I'm telling you.
Honestly, I don't believe this story.
That's
It's a
IVF.
fact.
That's IVF for Angel Gabriel. Like, see, Angel Gabriel was the one who came and just saw Mary and be like, you know what, you're going to get a baby. Poof. Mary was like, oh, Joseph, can you imagine an angel came, visited me, and now I've got a baby boy. He's called Jesus. We're going to have him. But now, that lady, though, can you imagine 70 years, you've got twins. So you'll be raising teenagers when you are
90.
90 years old.
Or like
Those are going to be
Mid to
the
late
coolest.
80s.
They're going to have the
Jesus.
coolest life. Let me tell you.
What
Everybody
is-
knows grandmothers are the best.
Yeah, they're chill.
Grandmothers
that's
are better than the parents, right? So just imagine if your mom is your grandmom, right? Yo, bro, like they're going to have the best life. But I don't believe this story, guys. She said Uganda. Chances are she doesn't know how old she is. You know, no. I'm not saying Ugandans don't know their age. I'm just saying, guys, you know you've met those Africans, right? Like they'll tell you they're in high school, and then you're like, bro, but like, you have chest hair.
Guys,
Like,
aki atuone Uganda,
You're like a baba. Then he says, no, I don't
I'm
know when I
15.
was born. My mom just told me that I'm 13 now. I'm just like, no, your mom doesn't know math, right? So you put her that babe, she's probably 60, which is still a
she's
stretch.
70 years old.
I don't believe it.
She
I'm
even
just
looks
telling
like older. You know, black don't crack, but like she looks like an elderly woman.
So
know-
how does breastfeeding work? Like,
That's a very good question.
no, like it's an honest question. So does
you think her titties have aged?
Do her titties, her titties, do they like get fuller?
Wait, watoi siku hizi si
Ama-
formula inakuanga powder milk
Kunaendaje?
anyway.
Mimi akili
So
yangu
what are you
haiconnect.
trying to say?
Nisaidie.
That she has powder milk, is what you're saying.
I was told that the older you get,
So
it dries up.
So you're just saying it's powder in there.
I don't know Listen, me, I don't even believe this story to begin with.
Bro, it's a fact.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Anywho, you tell us if you believe this story. Hey, I think now it's time for our facts,
Yeah.
right? And at this point, we're going to give you a chance to win yourself some merchandise, right? Yeah, are you ready for our game? Are you ready for your game?
Can we have the merch?
All right,
bro?
so the game goes like this. We're going to give you 3 facts, okay? It is for you to decipher, to deduce which one is true and which one is false. We'll start with Joyce.
Oh, my fact, right. I even wrote it down. So,
You know she lying.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
You know she thinking about her fact right now.
So again, you guys are witnesses to my cyberbullying, okay? Even though it's happening in real life. So what happens every day? I will sue you guys. We all know a sandwich, right? So it was named after a man called John Montego IV, Earl of Sandwich.
Guys, you can't Google.
You can't Google.
Don't cheat. Like, don't be those guys. We'll still give you merchandise, all right?
So that's my fact.
All
It
right.
was named after some guy called John.
I don't believe that. That just sounds like the lie. Kerry.
When you put 3 slices of bread,
They
what you
sound
get?
John.
What you get?
3 slices of bread.
Yeah.
What you get? You get a bread sandwich. Give us
All
your point.
My fact: the strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
Is the what?
The tongue. Do you ever get tired of talking?
The
Do you-
strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
Is your
No,
tongue?
don't give more information. Next, what is yours?
You all already know that I'm the only one here coming with the truth, right?
What do you mean?
You keep quiet first, I tell
The
them my
tongue is
fact.
all muscle.
What's good, 3 Men Army? Mukofiri? Yes. All right. So remember, this is for merchandise, yeah? So back in the day, you know my fact is about toilets. Because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So back in the day, like back in the day, I'm talking about thousands of years ago, the Romans had discovered how to make a toilet. Thing is, they hadn't figured out how people were going to clean themselves. And so they used to use a sponge that was dipped in water, and everybody would wipe every single person in the town would use the same sponge to clean their
I know
herbs.
you lying. I know you
Cow.
lying.
Cow.
No, human shit, not bullshit. It was for the humans.
Cow.
The cows are, it's okay. Oh, shayona ngombe kijipanguza haga. Yeah, acha hizo. All right. So
The Romans were just
we're
walking
gonna
with
give
UTIs
3
and
people
stuff.
a chance to say, you choose. Who thinks Joyce is telling the truth? All right, we need only one of you. Come to the front. Who thinks Kerry is telling the truth? Come to the front. You, come to the front. Who thinks I'm telling the truth? For real? Come. Thank you. Thank you. Ah. I don't know how to tell him though. All right. So, Ivy, tulete the first piece of merchandise tunapatiana. Merchandise. We can bring maybe a mug. Bring a mug. Yeah. Okay. Kuna Charlie pia wanaweza beba tot. Leta tot. Leta a tot. Moja. One tot. Yeah. So. All right. So Joyce.
Yeah.
Aya, mwambie, are you lying to us?
Wow, it looks really good.
Who said they believe me? Yes, you said you believe me. It is actually true.
Yeah.
Hey.
Really?
Yeah. I even wrote down.
Such a whack thing.
He was an 18th century English nobleman, and usually during
blah,
his
blah,
like
blah,
I
blah,
even have to
blah,
read
blah,
these things
blah,
for you,
blah,
yeah?
blah, blah, blah.
Okay, here you go. Congratulations. Let me
All
give it
right.
to you.
Kerry's password.
Yeah,
I feel like your story
password?
was like the tongue. I don't know, man.
Who's my person? You.
Amihata.
So my story.
Able to tell us if it's true or not.
Tell us if it's true or not.
My story is come. My G, come get this.
No, yo, keep the bag. Imagine it's cap. Bye.
Who believed Kwambox?
He lied, yo. He lied.
Usijali, I got you next time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Sidanganyangi Ivo. I'm an honest
For
guy.
the ultimate truth, guys. Were the people back in the day using one sponge to clean all the diabs in Rome? Yes.
Oh my God!
And just like that, I can't believe nobody, except that guy. Yeah, man. Can you imagine how much disease? So you can see that you guys are the ones who are infested with diseases. Because if we tried that shit today,
we'd all die of an
we tried that shit today. Hey, I don't even know. We'd die of like 10 kgs of COVID of the ass. You know, I don't know. Anyway, now to get into the topic. Today we want to talk about Elsa Majimbo versus Kenya. I mean, guys, what the fuck? But before I get into it, I want to know your opinions. What do you feel about Elsa Majimbo?
What do I feel about her?
Yeah.
Like, she's living her life, man. Like, that's all I feel about her. She's doing her thing. I'm happy for her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kerry? Because Kenyans, I mean, people be on the internet. She even had to address this. She's talked about the fact that she's gotten a lot of flack here at home. And this, I don't think this, is there anything else I did? But let's hear from Kerry. Kerry, what are your thoughts on this?
I love the fact that she's leveled up. She's got a brand new phone, you know, to record content. She's got good sunglasses now. I mean, she has money. She brags about it. It's amazing, man. Like, so I celebrate her.
Yeah.
And, man, let Elsa just be Elsa.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys. If you're Team Elsa, say, whoop, whoop. If you are some type of way about Elsa, let me hear you say, What?
Wow.
Yo, I feel like we should give you a mic, but no. Guys, this is how Kenyans feel about Elsa, right? They're torn about her. And me, this is what I feel. I feel Africans don't know themselves, right? You know, the typical African is taught to be humble, right? Elsa is the antithesis of humility. I don't even think she was born with any humility, right? She's the ones for, and that irks people. It irks people that she's not humble, right? Because when you're successful, you're supposed to be like, Kerry, congratulations. You know I'm trying,
yeah, man.
right? But if Kerry came through and said, Kerry, congrats. Yeah, nigga, you know what time it is. Shooting to the sky. It's Kerry time now, yo. What you gonna do? Yeah. Hey, guys will be like, Kerry, kichwa yake, ngoja uone akianguka. Pungulu, pungulu, pi. Who said he's going to drop from the sky? Right? I feel like these are African stereotypes playing on an international stage.
I think the problem that most Kenyans have is the fact that she'd outrightly say that she's not Kenyan, and she'd just deny everything about being Kenyan. Her Twitter bio, she's got a South African flag there. You tell me one South African who's not in South Africa and doesn't have the accent. Tell Elsa to say fresh. She won't say fresh.
Have you ever heard Doja Cat speaking?
Nah, please don't say Doja Cat.
Doja Cat doesn't have a South African accent.
Elon Musk, those are white people.
Elon Musk has a South African
those are white
accent.
People. I'm talking about black South Africans.
Trevor Noah even
Trevor Noah.
left his accent and came back.
It.
When he landed back in the airport, it came back. But when he was on Daily Show, he was speaking like an American. He had forgotten his accent. What are you talking? Comrade, let me tell you guys, I honestly feel like Kenyans just hate on Elsa for nothing, right? Honestly, and it's like crabs in a fishbowl mentality, right? If you feel that this one is not deserving, and let me tell you, Elsa was even being raruliwad on her skin color.
Man.
Like guys thought she was not
That's
hot,
wrong.
and so she was not deserving of success, right? And so it irks you that, yes, it irks you that you're looking at this babe who you think shouldn't, who's doing it.
Facts.
And that's why it's pissing you off.
Very true. Very true. I don't blame her for not wanting I don't blame her for not wanting to identify as Kenyans or saying, did she say she hates Kenyans?
No, she didn't say that.
She said something
My
and then
guy,
it was like misconstrued.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The more, in fact, I like that Kenyans hate on Elsa. I don't know. I think it's the fuel that's getting her. It's the fertilizer on the land of her success. Why? Because she was speaking to Uncle, what's this guy? Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Steve Harvey, right? And he was, she was talking about how much hate she got just for getting off the ground. Now, I remember there was also a lot of people who thought that she was imitating Rono. Raise your hand or just whoop if you think she was a copycat of Rono. This is what I have to say about this. If someone is copying you, so you copy them back. if it's yours,
yeah,
right? So you succeed. Do it better than everybody else. Even podcasting, we'll discuss something. There's so many things I'll do in the creative space, and someone will copy the exact same thing. For me, that's a compliment, and it also tells me I should run faster. Yeah. If I'm doing something that someone else can duplicate, surely you need originality, kweli. You guys relax. Is it the cribas she copied? Ni cribs zenye alikuwa nakula ndio ilikuwa. I just feel like content is content,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And everybody should just pull up their socks.
True, and like I was saying, I don't blame her for not wanting to identify as Kenyan or any of these things that people are trying to put on her or anything, because if you guys think about it, when Elsa took off, she was she's still a child.
Yeah.
But when she gained popularity, she was 18, I think even 17.
Imagine.
You can imagine a 17, 18, 19-year-old trying to live their best life, doing their thing on their internet. Because, the Gen Zs, you guys grew up with phones. You guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then whatever she ends up doing, 1, people call her a copycat. 2, people hate on her. 3, they literally cyberbullied her. Not even because of what she was saying, because of how she looks.
Yeah.
So is that really a country you would want to affiliate yourself with? I personally wouldn't. And I honestly believe until the day anyone has been cyberbullied, because I've been through it, unless you have been cyberbullied, you have no idea what that person wakes up and deals with every single day. So this coming from your fellow Kenyans, people who are supposed to be putting you up instead of down and vice versa. I don't blame her for not wanting to.
Do you know what? I was actually cyberbullied when, no, let me not say I didn't care. When I was in Big Brother, how many of you know I was in Big Brother? Okay, I was in Big Brother Africa. I represented you guys twice. Twice. Yeah, twice. So the first time I went, I didn't know anything about fame. I was a news reporter. I was a news reporter. I used to cover news. And then I covered post-election violence. I saw so many dead bodies. This is not funny. But it was, I almost died twice. So Jesus. I quit my job, right? And then I went to Big Brother. So for me, it was a break from the trauma, right? And then I landed on the international stage. Like all of Africa is watching my every move, right? So this, I didn't care because I had accommodation, food, clothing, shelter. The basics,
Free
right?
lodging.
For me, I was like, it was like a vacation. I've gone for 3 months out of the country, right? So when I came back, when you leave the house is when you know what people were saying about you. And so that's when they had just started like Twitter. And people, wow, there's nothing that wasn't written about me. From how I look to, like that was the original cyberbullying.
Yeah.
I had bloggers who'd sit down, newspapers, forget bloggers, newspapers, people who I've even worked with now, like that's how much grace I have for some people, right? They would write fake stories, 3 pages, and one-on-one interview.
Yeah.
With
right?
who?
With me. And
And
the
it's all
journalists
fake.
never met me. I've never met them, right? So they'd always write stories about me. So everywhere you go, you could hear people talking. They were always like, oh, there's Kwambox. And then you stand to their face, they can't tell you these things,
Yeah.
right? But it really, really hurt. And it changed, let me tell you a small story. It almost derailed my life. Because when I left Big Brother the first time, I ended up now, like, I became so socially removed. I removed myself from people. I couldn't even trust my own family and friends because I thought they were the ones who were taking the stories to the blogs, fake stories, right? So I didn't know who to trust. And I was young and I was naive, right? I didn't know what Big Brother was. I didn't understand the impact. And it was not just Kenya, it was across. Like someone would send you a link from Norway and they're talking about you, right? So it was really, really terrible. And so when you bring that up, I do understand that if I was to go through that now, I'd just be like, I'm blind to you.
Hate us.
Hate us.
Because I've already gone through it. But it doesn't mean, I don't think thick skin is an actual thing. Thick skin is not an actual thing. People feel the things that you say on the internet. Like we feel them. Like when you
just
say
how you
Kwambox
deal
is
with
hot.
them.
I feel it. I feel it deep.
I want to
just how you deal
know
with
like
it.
how you deal with it, because you know how people say, oh, me, I've never like gotten into an accident, I've never been arrested, and then that's how that weekend you get into an accident and then you get arrested. So I don't want to be that person, but I've never been cyberbullied, and I've always thought that if that happens, I'd just ignore everything, ignore everyone, live my life, and I'd be okay.
Hey.
So
It's not that simple.
That doesn't work.
That's the thing. It's not that simple because we're talking about a public platform. You know what I mean? You can be like, ignore everyone, but are you going to stop opening Instagram or Twitter or TikTok? Because that's where the cyberbullying was happening.
See,
At least
I
for
open
me.
and go to my profile, I look at
Wait,
my
wait,
pictures,
hold
I'm
up.
like, wow.
Do you remember in Game of Thrones? Let me
Yeah.
tell him in a way
Yeah.
that he can understand.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Game of Thrones, the babe that loves
Cersei.
Cersei? Ooh,
Yeah.
my favorite character in Game of Thrones. And guys, I've never forgiven you for shaming her. Ever. I'll never forgive you. Right? You remember when she was doing the walk of shame?
Yeah.
She won an Emmy for that.
That's what cyberbullying looks like.
Yeah, basically.
Right? It's just
that it's on
basically
your phone.
you've woken
Shame.
up and you're walking naked in front of people who are throwing tomatoes at you,
Man.
who are just like throwing such. And then, but you know, let me tell you, to deal with some of these things, this is what I do. I find one person, because the one who has written the most vilest things. Because people who speak really vile things
Yeah.
are hateful of themselves.
Yeah, they're
So I look
projecting.
at the photo and then I just see, sis,
Yeah.
as in collect your eyebrows first. You've put that as the profile picture and you have the audacity to be telling me what, right? So then I try to put a face to the person who's stoning
talking
me.
rubbish, yeah.
Then I'm just like,
It's not
you
even
throw
worth
like
it.
like a child, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not upset at that. But Joyce, I'd love to hear your cyberbullying story.
Bro, me, first of all, in the beginning, okay, so when I first joined, I feel like when I joined Chatspot is when now like my social media like blew up and everyone like was like knowing about me and asking about me and ABCD, right? But before that, guys forget, I'd been in the industry for a very long time, like almost 10 years before I joined Chatspot. But I think you being in front of someone's face 5 times a week on a free-to-air channel, it puts you on a different level. So when I first joined Chatspot, first of all, it started small comments of like, oh, why did they even pick her? She's never done this before. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. They're going to feel the way they feel
Yeah.
because maybe one of their favorites has left. and that's normal. It's normal. But now it started coming down to like how I dress, how I talk, what I talk about. I was too skinny. I need to eat. When I added weight, I had too much cellulite. You know, like there was no winning. Every other day, I would wake up to people talking about something, like out of nowhere. It's not at event stories. Like someone would wake up and be like, let's make fun about how skinny Joyce is. Oh, you need to eat more. You need to do this. I added weight. There's a time, I think last year, 2021, I even shared my journey. I added weight. Oh, you have too much cellulite. I'm like, so, like, what do you guys want me to do, you know? But luckily, again, I had been in the industry for a very long time, and me, you know me, my club bags are legendary. Now, you see the way you go and look at people's profile pictures. I actually used to take their pictures and post them, and be like, and put their comment underneath. I'm like, this is the person who's talking trash. You know, so in the beginning, I came in hot, club bag, but I'm in my love and light era. These days, when you talk rubbish, I let the rest of the world see your rubbish.
You, when you don't have people hating on you while you're on radio?
I just ignore them.
Yeah, but you can't ignore them when again, it's a different platform. TV, it's a very different platform.
For guys who've supported Arsenal, like you definitely know how to like how to put aside bullshit from people. So when someone is talking smack, you just let them speak and you keep on doing what you're doing.
So basically, if you want to overcome hate, be an Arsenal fan. Previously. Hapa ndio mmefika.
Hapa ndio tumefika.
But on a real though,
let me just add, if I could do it all over again, I'd have probably chosen the love and light path rather than the clapping back one. Because I've realized, like, and now I actually feel sad for people who cyberbully others. I'm like, is your life that pathetic and miserable that you have to go and find a complete stranger, not someone you've seen on the street, a complete stranger from the internet and just trash talk them? I'm like, get well soon. Me, I'm not taking the high road. You come at me. Beware that I only have maybe 2 bullets. I can't shoot at everybody, but someone gonna die, okay? Thanks. Right? I finished someone the other day on the internet. And then, you know, the worst thing about trolls, right? Like, I told you that story of these guys who just started insulting me. For me, the usual diss is, I'm sure Kalala gets the same diss, which is like, oh, we look like guys, right? What?
Oh, we have manly tendencies, right? And I'm just like, okay, no problem. Cool. Ask your mother, right? You know, or they'll be like, why do you look blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, is that what your girlfriend is asking you, right? Because at the end of the day, the person who's insulting you wants your attention, right? Because when I now engage you, I'm like, anyway, that insult was dope. Now, why don't I send you something, right? This asshole forgets and then says, mkubwa mazee asanti. I'm like, kwenda huko na mama yako na baba yako na familia yako yote bloody fucking, right? Because if you want to dish it out, be ready to receive it. And this is what I tell you. Like, me, I won't take the high road. Like, if I'm busy, you won't see me on the internet. You can insult me all day. But the day I have time,
you better cross your fingers.
What are you talking?
It doesn't happen.
I'll give you something that you won't be able to respond to. That one which you now go and now start thinking about your life.
Yeah.
Now, there's something you mentioned.
What is it?
You remember when I told you that we've stopped reading things on the internet? How many people here read? Thank you for being honest. Where watch is a warm?
Read what?
Like, what do you read?
Comic books. I'm joking.
No, read. Whether it's a comic book, like you read. Yeah? Okay. What's the last thing you read? Exactly. You read. What did you read? Exactly. Yeah? Nothing.
Anti-notes.
Nothing. Okay, great. He said something, I didn't hear it, so I'll go with nothing. Right? So my theory is, don't read things on the internet. Right? I think we've reached an age where guys are like, they read a meme, or you scroll something on Twitter, then you're like, oh my God, guys, I was reading the other day. No, you're not. You are not reading. You are memeing. What do I mean by that? The other day, I memed something on the internet. It read like this. Kate and Edith, right? Have your cake Kate and Edith. Have you read that? Have you seen that? Have your Kate and Edith, right? What does the phrase say? Having your
cake and eat it.
Your cake and eating it. Are you sure? Because this place was saying that the phrase is having my Kate and Edith. And saying that we have been saying it all wrong all along.
Hold on.
You know what? I want you to whip out your phone right now and Google. Google that. Just Google Kate and Edith. See what it tells you. Kate, like Kate and
so you
Edith.
choose one. You can't have your Kate and Edith.
You can't have your Kate and Edith. So we've been saying you can't have your cake and eat it. Right?
Guy.
So it was on a meme. You can see it was a hoax, right? Okay, now be honest. If you saw this on Instagram, would you go and verify it? Ama, you would take it and say, oh my God. And then now you'd be like, you guys, the other day I read. Did you read really? So can we agree from today onwards?
You memed it.
If you saw it on the internet, you memed it.
Yeah.
Right? If you saw it on Twitter, you didn't see it. It doesn't exist. Right? Until you open a book like this, or you go to a factual site you did not read. But there's so many things that we didn't get right. And this is where I want us to all get on our feet. 1 second. Get on your feet real quick. Including you guys. I need my microphone.
Here it is.
No, you guys sit. You can't stand. Right? Sing with me. A ringa ringa. A pocket full of. No, sing what you know. Right? Let's go together. Sing with your heart. 1, 2, 3.
A ringa ringa roses, a pocket full of.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. You said a ringa ringa. A ringa ringa roses. It is a ring of roses. No, a ringa ringa.
Ringa ringa.
A ringa ringa is not that one. You have the other one.
Yeah.
Hey, Kerry.
Actually, why did you sit down? I need you up. This one. Can we all just stand up?
Again.
Yeah, again. Hata ya Joyce. Joyce akona ingine. Musikae, tusimame. Acha drink ifike kwa magoti kidogo tufanye hivi, si ndio?
Haya.
All right.
You know this one.
We all know this one, yeah? Jigalo.
Jigalo. Jigalo.
What?
Jigalo. Hey, you Sheila.
Are you ready for a jiga?
Jiga what?
Jigalo.
Okay.
yes.
My hands are up, my feet are down, and this is the way I jigalo. Thank you so much.
So now,
don't sit.
Don't sit down.
Wait,
Don't sit down.
Don't tell them. Joyce, the other one.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Babrigan. No. I went for... Fantastic.
Wow, thank you.
So now...
So, tell them.
So now, did you know, how many of us knows like what a gigolo is or who a gigolo is? Yeah?
Do you know what a gigolo is?
Kalala says a gigolo is.
You don't know what a gigolo is?
Yeah? You know what a gigolo is?
Do y'all know what a gigolo is? You were singing this song in nursery school.
You guys forget where you are. Stop pretending.
Should I break it down hard or break it down easy?
Tell them.
A gigolo is a male sex worker. Yeah.
Again, you guys forget which podcast you're at. What
So-
Munajua.
While you were in kindergarten singing gigolo, gigolo.
My hands are up, my feet are down,
and this is the way I... So, can you imagine that? The actual song is jig along. Jig along. So this is how I jig. It's how I dance. Yes way.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
Let's have some
welcome.
fun, guys. You gigolos.
But my favorite has to be... So the song is actually public van, number whatever, 58.
And not bubbly gun.
Yeah, not bubbly gun. So my theory is, all our primary school teachers, they should have been fired. Because they're the ones who are teaching us these songs. How does public van become bubbly gun?
Why
so
are you
our
singing
English teacher
Gigalo?
was definitely Kikuyu. Because how?
Yeah.
Public van to bubbly gun.
And you know, honestly, I can't blame the teachers.
No, I blame the teachers.
Let me tell you something.
They should have all been fired.
Let me tell you, this was teachers' payback. for cheap salaries, ile madharau you used to show them, the parents coming there, why is my child not passing? Seme ngoja uone. Wasi waimbe jigalo ngapana, wacha waimbe jigalo. Waimbe ringa. Wacha waringe. Right? But teachers do the best that they can. Even if the best is not good enough.
It's not.
Right? Because can you imagine a whole generation? Like, go even to all your friends and ask them. Like, we were all taught the wrong song.
Yeah, we've all sung the
and
same
we paid
thing.
school fees. Okay? That's how bad it is. But then I started thinking, the other day I read an article in the paper. Yes, I read the paper because, you know, I don't meme. And in the paper, there's a guy who had written an article, and he's taking issue with this story about Mwalimu wa Math. Now, he wants it to be called hate speech. Hear me out. You guys, mume insult Mwalimu wa Math so much that now it's become a pop culture phrase. The moment you make a bit of money, what do you say? Hapani?
Wapi.
Who do you call Mwalimu wa?
Math.
Okay. Now, be honest. By show of hand, which of you had a bad math teacher? By bad, I mean that either they were drunk, or they used to beat you, or they were just not teaching math, they were teaching other things. They were trying to seduce you. Raise your hand. Okay. Raise your hand if you bad is just hamkwa mna vibe. You just didn't like them, they were bad. So you see, you have no right to be insulting Mwalimu wa Math. Zero.
What?
You're just feeding into the stereotype. Because me, I had a Mwalimu wa Math who was bad. Me, I have a right. Me, when I say Mwalimu wa Math, I mean it.
Same.
You see, when I was in primary school, we had this math teacher. He used to be late, right? Not late. Alikuwa anakunywa pombe. Fobe. He would come and teach math. He was a good math teacher. He knew math. He just didn't know how to teach it with patience, right? Because he's late, right? So he used to hide a kiboko inside his jacket. Like he'd enter the class with a kiboko already tucked in. Like him is already ready for combat, right? And then he knows those people. So like, you've done your homework. I've dubbed the next person like a smart student, right? He does homework, he dubbed. So I've dubbed nicely. I've worked there. I have tweaked some answers here so that it doesn't look the same. And then now I'm ready. I know that I have what he is asking for. Kidogo, a guy, as in he's just approaching me. And I'm already like this. Because at any moment, this guy can just shwak, pa, you know, and you don't know what he could ask you. 5 divided by, even before he has finished, he has started, right? So he was that bad. He was so bad that one day he was in front of the class and he had an epileptic attack. Fell down and was just... he had foamed on the mouth. And let me tell you, the whole class, we started laughing.
No!
Vengeance had arrived, right? It was so bad that there were people coming from other classes. They're just like, Mr. I don't know how to say his name because maybe his child is in here. And he looked, and they're coming to peep from the window, and not a single student is calling a teacher. You understand?
He could have died.
He could have died.
But he didn't, right?
But he didn't.
Yeah, so we
Moral
laugh.
of the story, God loves children.
No, even me, I had proper beef with my maths teacher in high school. In primary school, okay, I think we had 2 math teachers. There was for lower primary and upper primary.
Yeah.
Ama, who was Nini? Shem, who was Mr. Waidaka? Where's my brother? Did he used to teach maths? Yeah, okay, so there was the...
You see,
theory, okay, so it
you
wasn't
have
him.
no
Okay,
right to hate your math
wait,
teacher.
Wait, no. Yeah, I used to teach maths.
You guys, you're not on the podcast, my guy.
Shut
It's
up.
not a
Anyway,
sibling podcast.
So I was just confirming. The lower primary maths teacher were always drunk, like proper, lit. But him, he was fun. He was a fun drunk. The upper primary maths teacher, he used to throw chairs at us.
Yeah.
Or like whatever he's holding when
What
you
the
couldn't
fuck?
grasp. Like that guy was like, I don't know where
Yeah.
he is now.
You
Shout
guys-
out to you, Mr. Ndogo,
God
wherever
didn't send
you
for
are.
you epilepsy.
He used to, no, have you?
To send him
the chair is
epilepsy.
this- okay,
God didn't send you epilepsy to the teacher.
Are you seeing the size of this table? He used to throw them at us for not grasping.
Bro.
And then now the high school one, I don't know what my problem is with my high school maths teacher. He used to teach physics and maths. That guy had constant beef with me. He was always sending me to the principal's office.
Yeah, but here's my suggestion. Because this guy wrote an article and he's saying we should call it hate speech. I think, yeah, okay, maybe we should give the math teacher a break. I think there's another teacher that is well underserved. And I think that's the one who deserves this hate. Can
that?
you guess which teacher?
Which one?
Swahili? English? CRE? Jesus. Who's Doja? Is
Physics,
Doja Cat
math.
in here? Huh?
Physics.
Chemistry.
Guys,
and
it's
physics.
the Fasihi teacher. He needs to die. Let me tell you why, right? One day, I was in school. As we wind up,
Yeah.
and you know how you have the Fasihi book, right? I've read the story. I've read it. Nimelewa. And then the teacher asks you, what do you think this guy was thinking when he wrote this? And I'm saying, thank you very much for that question. And then I go on and on for 20 marks. And then the guy tells me, you are wrong. I'm like, teacher,
But
sir, do you know Ken Walibora? Were you there when he's writing this book? So how can you know more than me? How is your answer correct and mine
mine is
wrong?
wrong?
And we're all speculating. You're even asking me, as an exam question, this book, the picture that he has put there, what do you think it meant? I'm like, that's very simple.
There were no such questions.
He took it, they were.
You're
Fasihi.
lying.
I'm telling you. They've put two kitumbuas there on the book. Then they're asking you, what do you think the meaning of this on the cover? I'm like, I think he got a good graphics designer who was lazy and decided to put for him these things on the book because he couldn't think of an idea. Very wrong. Kwa sababu ukiona hiyo kitumbua kimekaa hapo kwa and I'm like, bro. So can we just collectively change it from mwalimu wa math to mwalimu wa fasihi? Hapa ni wapi? Right? Because math teacher anafanya kazi fiti sana.
No.
On that note,
Yeah.
that's where we're going to end it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. From the top of my heart to the bottom of my heart and to the sides. You can see I didn't do biology.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
This
circumference.
sides, yeah?
You have to cover it. The
No,
whole-
but I was also
yeah.
told I have a big heart. So, no, physically.
Yeah, that's why you get hurt a lot by guys.
So us guys are going to step. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Yes. We're going to upload this one, we promise.
We
Unless,
Aki.
Mungai,
Mungai, we have the sound.
are we good?
Mungai, we have sound?
The
You're
guys
sure?
for video?
Fantastic.
Video, we are
Okay.
We are good.
So you can see we did our part.
Yes.
Sindio?
good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.